many such stories. Not every story can be told. There is one story that told me about a medical term for a disease called sleep apnea. I never even thought that such a disease could exist. But that case came to me because of a paranormal activity, and after doing his past life regression, we found out why that paranormal activity was actually related to him. Okay, so what was the paranormal activity happening? There was a gentleman who worked in IT at a company in Gurgaon, and his home was near Hero Honda Chowk, on the Rohini side, as Rohini extends further. He used to come from Shabaderi, traveling daily from Shabaderi to Hero Honda Chowk on his bike. He was quite heavy, very overweight, and he had a tendency to fall asleep anywhere while sitting. Most people said that he didn't get enough sleep at night, or he worked night shifts, which is why he would fall asleep. It could be that he was using some kind of intoxicant. I mean, everyone had a different thought process about what could be the reason for his sleepiness. One day, what happened was that there was an IT issue in their company and their website completely stopped working. It was a US-based company with an outsourcing call center here in India, where he was the IT head, but he used to commute by bike, not by cab, because in a cab, you have to go around a lot of places. This happens in a call center. There are many pickups, so he preferred to go directly. One day he had a day off, but he had to go in an emergency at night. It must have been around 2:30 or 3 in the night during winter he was going. And while passing through Sector 9, you might have heard of it in Dwarka. There's a tree there, associated with many beliefs that ghosts are seen near it. When he arrived, he felt as if he was getting drowsy. Maybe because he had just woken up from sleep. Or perhaps he was a coward, whatever the reason might be. And near the Sector 9 metro station, there's a parking area. So there was a tea vendor sitting there. So he went there, parked his bike, and got some tea. While sipping the tea, he continued talking on the phone with someone. After finishing the phone call and drinking the tea, he got another cup of tea. The cups are small, so he drank 2 cups. While he was talking on the phone, after finishing the call and the tea, he went to pay and said, "Brother, the money." He thought there might have been a mistake with the charge for 3 cups, or perhaps the teacup was expensive. There was a misunderstanding in hearing, something like, "Brother, how much?" Whatever was told, they asked for the price of 3 cups, and he paid for 3 cups. I drank 2 cups, I admit. The 3rd cup was gone. I didn't take a 3rd cup at all. So he says, "Brother, there was a lady with you." When I said, "There was no lady with me, don't imply such things. I came alone on my bike." He insists there was a lady, but I say there wasn't. So in the middle of the night, will I take a lady with me to my office on a holiday? He says, "Look, there she is, standing on the other side of the road." There was a lady standing in front, wearing very old-fashioned clothes. They couldn't understand who that lady was or wasn't. First, they paid the money and tried to look, but they couldn't see any lady. They had seen her before, but couldn't understand. They thought maybe someone had tea in my name. It's so cold. Never mind. It's just about tea. They started the bike and set off, and now they began to feel someone is sitting behind me. Sometimes, you know how you feel like looking back. They kept glancing in the mirrors, and their own body was so large that they couldn't see behind their seat. After that, they tried to look down to see if they could spot any feet, to check if someone was really sitting or not. They thought maybe it was happening because of the tea vendor. So they stopped the bike once or twice and paid attention to this because the entire path was deserted. On the way, when they reached the highway, they stopped near it. And after stopping, they looked back and saw that no one was there. But it felt like someone was behind. When they finally reached the office, they took some time for themselves, and after that they resolved whatever IT issue there was and started their morning. This happened on a regular basis after a few days, but they felt as if someone was sitting with them. When they were alone, they felt like they could see that girl. After eating, they had a habit of smoking a cigarette alone. So when they went alone, they would see her. She would tell them not to, and they would feel anxious. wondering who this girl was that they could see. But sometimes she would appear only when they were alone. What is this thing? They talked about it at home, discussed it with their wife. At first, everyone said that it was just their imagination, that they go out at night. It could be that they don't sleep properly at night, and they are always sleepy. They sit on the sofa and fall asleep there.
So it could be an illusion, something like that.
At first, everyone tried to avoid it. But how much can a person ignore? They can see it, right?
So it means it's like an illusion. People said it could be something in the mind, something like that.
Yes, it seemed to everyone like it was something of theirs, because wherever they sit, they fall asleep. So it could be that some thoughts come to mind. But it wasn't like that, When they talked, to the family and tried to explain well that something was happening to them, it would happen, right? Like, get it checked. Show it to someone. Show it to someone. They bowed their head at many places, went to many shrines, hoping something would be lifted, something would be removed. They even performed rituals on someone's suggestion. Did a lot, but nothing happened. Now, while telling someone about it, someone gave our reference. So they came to us saying this is happening to them. Actually, whoever gave our reference did so thinking that, it might be a psychological problem. They say it's hallucination. Something like this has happened. There's a lesion. They start seeing a completely different story. There is no such girl. And she used to wear very old-fashioned clothes. Today they saw, I didn't see when they came and told all these things. Until then, we hadn't even thought about past life. Until then, we were trying to understand what their psychology was like. I gave them some drawings to make, and they made the drawings correctly. Then I asked some more questions. They were very normal questions, like mathematical questions, such as, what is the 7 times what? Some questions were very common, like, what is 9 divided by 3? So I gave them some more questions, gave them a question just to see if their mind was working properly. Everything was coming out fine. They wrote the answers correctly. Did it absolutely right? They were very simple questions. Then I gave them a drawing, like a geometrical drawing, and they made it correctly. Once they completed it, they did everything. So it was understood that the mind is fine. Then I checked the aura now. And when we checked, it showed that their aura was broken. Well, and when we look, we often find out if there is any more extra spirit inside. Inside our body, we have 16 souls. And if there are 2 spirits in the same house, it becomes visible. It is known. So in their aura, it showed as broken. But it didn't appear that there was any extra spirit inside. So that thing also cannot be like they would say that this happens to me, that happens. So once they said that it is sitting next to me, now when it was sitting next to them, things were understood as paranormal. So we said, okay, let's do one thing. Let's take a photo of the entire room you are sitting in and extract the aura of this entire room, including him. So when we extracted the aura of the room, including him, there was a breakage in his aura. But in the room, we found traces that yes, there is something. There is a spirit. How did we find these traces? They appear in the aura with different colors. So, it is known from the traces that a spirit has a specific color. There are colors. And they also form shapes. Many shapes are formed. So when the shape is forming, everything is happening. We realize that there is something. So we tried to communicate with them. Now look, I had said that hypnotherapy is like a main trunk. It has many branches. One of those branches is spirit release. Now, spirit release can also happen through hypnosis, but that is very dangerous, from wherever I have learned so far. Everyone had said not to even keep it as your last option, because there was a case when we were learning, Our teacher told us that someone had demonstrated on stage in front of a large audience how spirit release is done. There was a spirit in a body, and they were repeatedly requesting it, as it is done in a request form. You never forcefully do it. So they were requesting, asking the spirit to release the body, but it wasn't leaving. At one point, they got very angry, extremely angry, and said, "You will have to release this body." To which the spirit responded, "Okay, let's sleep together,